Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I bet you have an email address, don't you? Don't share it. I mean, you don't want to share your email address unless you want to get tons of spam. I mean, if I said that my email address was chris@pirillo.com, you'd email me. If I spelled it out, CHRIS@PIRILLO.com, you'd email me, wouldn't you? That's, by the way, my email address. Some people email me using YouTube, MySpace, Facebook. I check those messages sometimes, but if you email me there, I may or may not read it. I have an email address for a reason, so that people can use it. Specifically, to send me their top 5 lists, and this top 5 list from John Lippincott. Top 5 email tips. Good list. Number 5, do not use any fancy stationery or elaborate signatures. Oh, man after my own heart. These detract from the content of the email and waste valuable space in people's already overspammed email boxes. Not to mention, most of the time, people don't even look at the signature once they know it's who it's sent from and the address through which it was sent. A simple one-line signature is best, such as C. That's how I sign everything. C. That's how you know. If I get your email and respond, it's usually 1 or 2 words or a smiley face and the letter C. C is how I sign off my messages, because you already know who I am and where to find me. And honestly, fancy HTML stationery just drives me up the wall. Number 4, create an email with a Yahoo, Hotmail, or Gmail, or another free web email service in addition to your ISP or personal email box. This new email box you could use exclusively for forum registrations, online shopping, or other sites that could potentially use that email address to send you spam or sell your email address to a spammer. This lessens the possibility that spammers will get a hold of your private email address you use to communicate for personal or business correspondence. Good idea. Number 3, use proper spelling, grammar, and netiquette. That's internet etiquette. At the very least, use a spell check on your email before sending it, especially to someone you don't know. Not using proper English or language lowers your IQ in people's minds. I think I understand what he's talking about. Punctuation and sentence structure helps as well, especially when communicating for business. Last but not least, for the love of God, and he says, he put direction in here. He's directing me now. Thank you. John's directing me. Yell at camera. Do not type in capital letters. All caps is bad. This is considered yelling in the other person's face on the internet. Don't use the caps lock key. Do we make ourselves clear? Thank you. Sorry. I can stop. Number 2, be careful with email from people or businesses you do not know. Most tech-savvy people can recognize spam or phishing messages at a glance, but be careful with email from an unrecognized name with subjects like, "Hey, I'm glad I found you," or "Urgent, final notice." Spammers use every technique they can think of to get you to second-guess yourself and open that email. Also, use an email client or service that automatically blocks the download of embedded or linked pictures, because often the email downloading of these pictures and whatnot can be assigned to the spammer that your email address is active. Number 1, be intelligent with the name of your email address when you created it, or your email address, and when you use it specifically. Do not create long and complex email addresses such as bforward122229010 star dot blanketyfank at myhost.com, because nobody will ever remember that without having to go through the address book every time. Long, complex names cause confusion. Use a unique nickname and as few numbers as possible. Also, sending email from names such as babycakes21 at wowwowwowwowwow.com or sexyboy19 at wowwowwowwowwowboom.com or flirtymama at .com looks highly unprofessional. Never use these words or never use these kinds of email names when communicating professionally with businesses or especially prospective employers. Also, never put them on a resume. For business or professional emailing, stick with the first initial of your name or all or part of your name if at all possible. A good example might be chris@pirillo.com. Try different combinations if the one you want is unavailable. Don't give up easily. And this is done by our chat room regular. He goes by the handle Genesics. Really appreciate this list. We could all use some email tips, especially if you're just starting out. Now, some of you may think, oh, that's just common sense. Of course I do that. But, here's the thing. I'm not saying it. I'm not doing this video. We're not writing these tips for people who already know. We're doing these tips for people who don't already know. So that instead of you having to explain all this email netiquette stuff, you can just send them this video. Or if you've got a blog or a MySpace page or a Facebook account, you can embed this video. And better yet, you could email me your top 5 list, or add your tips to the comment thread, or respond to a video of these tips. Do whatever you got to do. Just be active, be interactive. If you've got a top 5 list, whether it's related to tech or not, you can email me. You figured out my email address by now, I'm sure. Fine, I'll share it again. Chris@Pirillo.com, but you got to know how to spell it. Just Google Chris. I'm the #1 there. That's right, the #1 Chris on Google. Don't ask me how I got there, because then I'd have to kill you. But you can swing by our chat room, where we're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that is at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.